This is Top Contender Boxing, where we keep it real, 100 and unbiased. Today's topic is Shakur versus Oscar Valdez. That was a good fight. Now, let's talk about from the beginning to the end. From the couple rounds, I don't know how you, I'm just going to say this. How do you point somebody from hitting from here to here to here, the whole fight? Okay, cool. You give him points. Shakur was leading off beautifully with a nice jab. He was leading off that jab and then countering beautifully. Shakur looked real good with that jab. I'm not gonna lie. Shakur looked real good with the jab. Valdez was blocking most of the punches from a couple other people's eyes that I had around our party today. But hey, Shakur looked pretty dominant. He was going forward. He defensively was blocking himself real good with that lean shoulder. He had a good defensive plan, but his offense was his defense. And Valdez, his offense was his defense. I know that sounds odd. Oscar Valdez's offense was his defense. He was coming forward with a shell defense. He's coming forward, expecting to get hit from the arms and gloves. And he was, in my people's eyes, you could take it 50-50. But other eyes, Shakur was leading off a beautiful jab. And he was, and in other people's eyes, he was scoring points. And I'll be honest with you, Shakur had more of an offensive approach. And that's why he looked like the more dominant fighter, because he was coming in forward. And I'm not going to take that from the kid. He's a young buck, and he looked good out there. He looked good winning. So we'll give him that. Shakur, he looked good offensively, going angles and a couple different angles. He was angling him off, and he was doing good counter punches. Valdez, they can say he went down in one of the rounds. I don't know if you can count a man coming in forward and then getting hit behind the head. I don't know if you can count that as a takedown. That wasn't a takedown, personally. If you're going forward and then you get hit behind the head, technically that's a point. That's a point taken off if you get hit behind the head. Well, whatever. He got hit behind the head. Shakur looked good. He looked dominant in this fight. He looked offensively dominant. Valdez looked defensively dominant. And I'm going to say why he looked dominant, Valdez, because, hey, in my eyes, for about 6 rounds, Valdez blocked everything coming forward. It was this from here to here. I don't know how you can point. So, look, if Canelo came in like that for every round, you're going to count him as losing from just getting hit here to here to here to here. The man wasn't getting hit on the head. There was a couple punches he was getting hit. But Shakur, no lie, he had a leading jab that was winning the fight. As you guys notice, I'm going both ways for this fight. There's no one man I like, one man I don't like. No, I'm giving it 50-50 for this fight because Shakur had a leading jab. He had a leading approach going into this fight. Valdez had more of a defensive fight where he'll catch you in spurts and then take you backwards. It seemed like Valdez was trying to save his gas for Shakur. Shakur, man, that guy had fucking gas all day long. So we got to give it to the young buck. And I do. He had great gas. Is he Mayweather type of gas? Mayweather type of defense? No. Because he left himself open for somebody who can hit hard. I mean, at 130, we know that's not his weight. He gets to 135, I think Devin Haney, who's going to be the king soon, if he doesn't beat Kambosos, that'll be a great fight. Haney and Shakur. I would have Haney because Haney's more of a dog. Haney's a dog. But that's another weight. At 130, Shakur looked pretty darn good. He looked strong. He looked composed. He looked more composed. He looked ready in this fight. He looked like the more dominant fighter. And I'm going to give it to Shakur for this one. 130. He is the king at 130. He took everybody at 130. He fought the tough dog at 130. And no doubt about it. He did his job. So we'll give him that. We got to give him his respect and his love. This this channel is very unbiased. We don't just choose one fighter because of my skin color. You see my skin color? I give nobody love because of my skin color. I give the winner his 100%. So let's give Shakur his love tonight. He did his thing. He married his woman tonight. Give him much love. Everybody, like and subscribe. Shakur won tonight. Much love.